Hello and welcome back to another useful episode here, Decode Your English. I'm really happy that you are here with me today. If this is your first time listening, I want to say a big welcome to you. And if you've been with us before, thank you so much for coming back. This podcast is a place where you can learn English in a simple and easy way while also learning something new about life, emotions, and personal growth. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting and helpful topic. The topic is, you are not your emotions. That might sound a bit confusing at first, but don't worry, we'll explore what it means step by step in simple words. I promise to make it clear and easy for you to understand. This topic is not only great for your English practice, but also very important for your mental health and well-being. Why are we talking about this? Many people feel that their emotions define them. When they feel sad, angry, or scared, they think that's who they are. For example, if someone feels nervous, they might think, I'm a nervous person, and that can make them feel stuck or overwhelmed. But the truth is, emotions are just moments. They come and go, and they don't tell the whole story about who you are. In today's episode, we're going to learn how to notice your emotions, understand them, and feel more in control. This podcast is made for people who are learning English and want to improve themselves. Maybe you want to feel more confident, more calm, or more peaceful inside. Maybe you want to stop feeling trapped by big emotions that seem to take over. If this sounds like you, you're in the right place. This episode will help you understand your emotions better and feel stronger in your daily life. And of course, while you listen, you'll also be practicing your English listening skills. You can even try repeating some parts out loud to improve your speaking. This is a great way to learn English naturally while exploring ideas that matter in your life. So, stay with me until the end. I believe this episode can help you not only speak better English, but also live with more peace and self-understanding. Let's begin this journey together, one step at a time. What are emotions? Let's start with a simple but important question. What are emotions? Every day, we feel all kinds of emotions. From the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep, our hearts and minds are always moving. Emotions are like waves inside you. They're feelings like happiness, sadness, anger, fear, or excitement. They show up in your body and mind, sometimes because of something that happens, like getting good news, and sometimes for no clear reason at all. For example, you might feel happy when you talk to a friend or sad when you miss someone. You might feel nervous before a big test or excited about a new adventure. Emotions are a normal part of being human. They're like colors that paint your day, sometimes bright, sometimes dark. Our brains and bodies create emotions to help us understand the world. Some emotions, like joy, help us feel connected and alive. Others, like fear, keep us safe by warning us about danger. But here's something important to know. Not every emotion is telling you the truth about yourself. Just because you feel sad doesn't mean you're a sad person. Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you're weak. Emotions are like messages from your brain, but they're not always right. Sometimes they're just quick reactions, like a spark that lights up and then fades. Learning to notice your emotions without letting them control you is a powerful skill. Let's use a metaphor to make this clearer. Imagine your emotions are like the weather. On some days, the sun is shining, and you feel warm and happy. On other days, it's rainy or stormy, and you might feel sad or upset. But no matter what the weather is, it always changes. The rain doesn't last forever, and neither does the sunshine. Your emotions are the same. They come, they stay for a while, and then they pass. You are not the weather. You are the sky, always there, steady and calm. No matter what storms come through. Here's another example. Think of your emotions like music playing on a radio. Sometimes, the radio plays a happy song, and you feel light. Other times, it plays a sad or loud song, and you feel heavy. But you are not the song, you're the one listening to it. You don't have to dance to every tune or get upset if the song isn't perfect. You can just listen and let it play. Understanding this can change how you feel about yourself. Emotions are temporary. They're not who you are. You're the one who feels them, notices them, and decides what to do next. This idea is so important, and it can help you in your work, your relationships, and even your English learning journey. Let's move to the next part, where we'll explore why we sometimes feel like our emotions are who we are. Why do we feel like our emotions define us? Now that we know what emotions are, let's ask a big question. Why do we sometimes think our emotions are who we are? Why do we say things like, I'm so angry, or I'm a nervous person, instead of I'm feeling anger, or I'm feeling nervous? The answer lies in how our brains and bodies work together. Our brains are amazing. They're always working, creating feelings to help us make sense of the world. When something happens, like a friend ignoring your message, your brain might create an emotion like sadness or frustration. Because these feelings come from inside us, we often think they're telling us something true about ourselves. We don't stop to ask, is this emotion helpful? Or does this feeling mean I'm this way forever? We just feel it and believe it's part of who we are. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're about to give a presentation at school or work. Your heart starts beating fast, and you feel nervous. Your brain might say, I'm not good at this. I'm going to fail. Because the emotion feels so strong, you believe it's true. You start thinking, I'm a nervous person. And that makes you feel even worse. But is that really true? Maybe you're just feeling nervous in this moment. Maybe you've done great things before, and you'll do them again. Here's another example. Let's say you have an argument with a friend, and you feel angry. You might think, I'm an angry person. And that thought makes you feel bad about yourself. But the truth is, you're just feeling anger right now. It's not your whole story. That emotion doesn't define you. Why does this happen? Sometimes it's because of our past. When we were young, we learned things from our family, friends, or the world around us. Maybe someone told you that you're too sensitive or always upset. Over time, those words can stick in your mind, and you start to believe them. Your brain repeats these ideas, and they become automatic. But they're not facts. They're just old stories. The good news is that you can learn to see your emotions differently. You can notice them without thinking they're the whole truth about you. This gives you the power to choose how you respond to your feelings. In the next part, we'll talk about what it really means to say, you are not your emotions, and how this idea can help you live with more peace and confidence. You are not your emotions now. We're at the heart of today's episode. The big idea I want you to remember is this: you are not your emotions. What does this mean? It means that emotions are just feelings passing through you. They're not your identity. They don't control who you are or what you can do. You can notice your emotions, feel them, and then choose how to respond. Many people think that when they feel something strong, like fear or sadness, that's who they are. But that's not true. Your emotions are like visitors in your mind and body. They come, they stay for a while, and then they leave. You are the one who notices them. You are the calm, steady part of yourself that watches these feelings come and go. Let's use a simple idea called the observer. Inside you, there's a part that can watch what's happening in your mind and body. It's like sitting in a quiet room, watching a movie. You see the characters and the story, but you're not in the movie. In the same way, you can watch your emotions without getting lost in them. For example, if you feel angry, the observer part of you can say, I notice, I'm feeling angry right now. This helps you take a step back, breathe, and see the emotion clearly. Let's try an example. Imagine you're waiting for an important email, and you feel anxious. Your mind says, I'm so anxious. I can't handle this. But the observer in you can say, I'm having an anxious feeling right now. Can you see the difference? The first sentence makes it sound like anxiety is who you are. The second sentence creates space. It says the anxiety is just a feeling, not your whole self. This small change can make you feel calmer and more in control. Here's another example. Let's say you feel sad because you didn't do well on a test. Your mind might say, I'm a failure. But the observer in you can say, I'm noticing a sad feeling right now. That pause helps you see that the sadness is temporary. It's not who you are. You're still the same person with strengths, dreams, and the ability to try again. Being the observer of your emotions doesn't mean you ignore them or pretend they don't exist. It means you give yourself space to feel them without letting them take over. You notice the emotion, you breathe, and you choose how to respond. This is what it means to say you are not your emotions, you are not your sadness, your anger, or your fear. You are something deeper, wiser, and stronger. This idea takes practice, but every time you pause and notice an emotion, you're building a new skill. You're learning to be the captain of your own mind, steering it with kindness and wisdom. In the next part, we'll explore some metaphors to help you understand your emotions even better. Helpful metaphors for emotions. Let's talk about some metaphors that can make it easier to understand your emotions. Metaphors are like pictures that help us see things in a new way. They show us that emotions are not permanent or solid. They move and change, just like things in nature. One of my favorite metaphors is this. Emotions are like waves in the ocean. Sometimes the waves are big and crash loudly, like when you feel angry or scared. Other times, they're gentle and calm, like when you feel peaceful or content. But no matter how big or small, waves always rise and fall. They don't stay forever. Your emotions are the same. They come, they peak, and then they fade. You are not the wave. You are the ocean, deep and steady underneath it all. Another metaphor is emotions as clouds in the sky. Picture yourself looking up at the sky. Some clouds are fluffy and light, like happiness. Others are dark and heavy, like sadness. But they all move across the sky. They don't stay in one place. Your emotions are like those clouds. They pass through your mind and body. But they're not you. You're the sky, always there, calm and vast. Here's a daily example. Imagine you're walking into a classroom and someone doesn't smile at you. You feel a pang of sadness, and your mind says, they don't like me. That feeling is like a dark cloud. But if you pause and notice it, you might realize they were just distracted or tired. The cloud passes, and you see the sky again. Another example, let's say you're about to try something new, like joining a club. You feel nervous, and your mind says, I'll mess this up. That nervousness is like a big wave. But if you breathe and let it pass, you might find the courage to join anyway. The wave doesn't define you. You're the ocean, strong and capable. These metaphors remind us that emotions are temporary. They're not solid like a wall or fixed like a rock. They're like waves, clouds, or even birds flying by. You can notice them, but you don't have to hold onto them. Try saying to yourself, this emotion is just a wave. It will pass. This can help you stay calm and feel more in control. In the next part, we'll talk about what happens when we believe our emotions are who we are and how that affects our lives. What happens when you believe your emotions define you? Now, let's explore what happens when we think our emotions are who we are. When we believe every emotion defines us, it can change how we feel, act, and see ourselves. Emotions are powerful. And if we think they're the truth about who we are, they can take over. For example, let's say you feel sad because something didn't go your way. If you think, I'm a sad person, that sadness can feel heavy and permanent. You might stop trying new things or avoid people because you believe that's who you are. But if you see the sadness as just a feeling that will pass, you give yourself the chance to move forward. Here's another example. Imagine you feel angry after a disagreement. If you think, I'm an angry person, you might feel ashamed or act in ways you regret, like yelling or shutting people out. But if you say, I'm feeling anger right now, you create space to calm down and choose a better response. When we believe our emotions define us, we can get stuck. Negative emotions like fear or sadness can make us feel small or weak. They might stop us from chasing our dreams, like learning English, starting a new hobby, or building relationships. Over time, we might start to think, this is just who I am. And that can limit our growth. But here's the truth. You are not your emotions. You are the person who feels them. You have the power to notice them, question them, and choose what to do next. Have you ever felt nervous about something, like speaking English, but then did it anyway and felt proud? That shows the emotion wasn't the whole story. You were stronger than the feeling. Negative emotions can be loud, like a stormy wave, or quiet, like a whisper that says, you can't do this. If we listen to them too long, they can hold us back. But we can learn to pause and ask, is this emotion telling me the truth? Is it helping me? What would I do if I didn't believe this feeling defines me? These questions give you space to see clearly and act with wisdom. In the next part, we'll learn how to deal with emotions in a healthy, gentle way. How to deal with emotions. Know that we know how believing our emotions can affect us. Let's talk about how to deal with them in a healthy way. Emotions are normal, and everyone feels them. The goal isn't to stop feeling emotions, but to notice them, understand them, and respond with kindness. Here's a simple process to try. Step 1. Notice the emotion when you feel something strong, like anger or fear. Pause and notice it. Don't push it away or judge it. Just say to yourself, I'm feeling something right now. For example, if you're upset because someone criticized you, notice the feeling without jumping into it. Step 2. Name the emotion. Give the emotion a name. Instead of saying, I'm angry, say, this is anger. Or instead of I'm scared, say, this is fear. Naming it helps you see it as just a feeling, not your whole self. It's like looking at a cloud and saying, that's a rain cloud, instead of thinking the whole sky is rain. Step 3. Breath. Take a slow, deep breath. This is so simple, but so powerful. When we feel big emotions, our body can get tense. Breathing slowly helps you calm down. Try it now. Breathe in through your nose. Hold for a moment. And breathe out through your mouth. Do it again. Feel how it softens your body and mind. Step 4. Respond with kindness. Say something gentle to yourself, like, this is just an emotion. It will pass. Or, I don't have to let this feeling control me. This reminds you that you're in charge. Not the emotion. You're the sky, not the cloud. You're the ocean, not the wave. Step 5. Let it go. Imagine the emotion floating away, like a leaf on a river or a balloon in the sky. You don't need to hold onto it. You can say, I see you, emotion. You're free to go now. This doesn't mean the feeling disappears instantly, but it helps you loosen its grip. Here's a simple activity to practice this. The 5-step emotion break. Pause. Stop for a moment when you feel a strong emotion. Notice, ask, what am I feeling right now? Name, say, this is sadness, or this is excitement. Breathe. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Respond. Say, this is just an emotion. I don't have to believe it defines me. You can do this in your mind or write it down in a notebook. Writing helps many people see their emotions more clearly. Over time, this practice becomes easier. You'll start to catch emotions earlier and feel calmer. You don't have to be perfect. Every time you try, you're growing stronger. In the next part, we'll talk about the power of choosing your response to emotions. The power of choosing your response. Here's a powerful idea. You can't always control your emotions, but you can choose how to respond to them. Emotions will come, whether they're happy, sad, or scary. That's part of being human, but you don't have to let them take over. You can decide how to act, even when feelings are strong. Imagine you're talking to a friend who feels upset. You wouldn't say, stop feeling that way. You'd say, it's okay, I'm here for you. You can talk to yourself the same way. When an emotion comes, be kind to yourself. Say, it's okay to feel this. I'm still in control. One way to stay calm is by using mantra short, positive sentences you repeat in your mind. Try these. I am more than my emotions. This reminds you that you're bigger than any feeling. I choose calm. This helps you decide to feel peaceful, even if the emotion is loud. Using mantras is like planting seeds of strength in your mind. They help you build a habit of responding with kindness. For example, if you feel nervous before speaking English, pause, breathe, and say, I am more than my emotions. Then take a step forward. You'll feel stronger each time you do this. Choosing your response doesn't mean ignoring your feelings. It means feeling them, noticing them, and then deciding what to do next. You're the captain of your mind, steering it with care. This practice helps you live with more peace and confidence, whether you're learning English or facing life's challenges. In the next part, we'll wrap up with some final thoughts and encouragement. Final thoughts and motivation. As we come to the end of today's episode, I want to remind you of the most important message. You are not your emotions. This is a simple but powerful idea. Your emotions are like waves or clouds, temporary visitors in your mind and body. They don't define who you are. You are the observer, the calm, steady part of yourself that watches these feelings come and go. Throughout this episode, we've learned that emotions are normal, but they're not facts. They're not your whole story. You can notice them, name them, and choose how to respond. Practice the 5-step emotion break. Pause, notice, name, breathe, and respond with kindness. Every time you do this, you're building a skill that brings more peace and confidence. This takes time, just like learning English or any new skill. Some days will be easier, and some will be harder. That's okay. Every time you pause and choose kindness, you're growing stronger. You're learning to live with more freedom and calm. Thank you so much for joining me today and Decode Your English. I'm so happy you spent this time with me to learn about this important idea. If you enjoyed this episode, listen to it again to practice your English and reinforce these ideas. You can also share it with friends or family who are learning English or want to grow personally. A great way to practice is to repeat key sentences out loud, like, I am more than my emotions, or this is just a feeling. It will pass. Speaking helps you improve your pronunciation and remember these ideas. Thank you again for being here. Keep practicing your English. Take care of yourself. And remember, you are not your emotions. You are the calm, strong sky behind the clouds. Goodbye for now. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Stay safe, stay kind, and keep coding your English one step at a time.